Welcome back to Abuse Changes You, a podcast about what happens after your doors close, after the lies, after the silence, and after you finally leave. Here we talk about the part no one warned you about, the fear, the guilt, the rebuilding, and the healing. No pretty versions, just truth. I'm Cynthia, a survivor still trying to find her way, and this is Abuse Changes You. Hi, and welcome back to Abuse Changes You. I'm Cynthia. Today we're going to talk about something very real, very practical, and very emotional: starting over from nothing. Because when you leave an abusive relationship, you don't just leave a person. A lot of times you leave your home, your routine, your finances, your support system, and the life you built. And suddenly you're standing there thinking, now what? Trigger. This episode talks about stress and challenges of rebuilding life after abuse. If anything feels heavy, it's okay to pause and take care of yourself. When people say, just leave, they really think about what that actually looks like. Starting over can mean finding a new place to live, figuring out money, getting new furniture, rebuilding credit, creating a whole new routine. It's not just emotional, it's logical, it's financial, and it's overwhelming. A lot of survivors, leaving means walking away with very little. Sometimes just a bag, sometimes not even that. And you're expected to rebuild your entire life while still trying to heal from trauma. Let's talk about the part no one prepares you for: housing. Trying to find a place to live when you don't have perfect credit or a big savings account or somebody to co-sign. You have to figure out daycare, figuring out how to work, pay bills, and be emotionally okay all at the same time. Learning to do everything on your own. Money becomes a huge stress. Maybe you had shared accounts. Maybe your credit was ruined. Maybe you were financially controlled. So starting over means rebuilding from the ground up. And you're doing all of this while emotionally drained, anxious, scared, still processing everything you went through. It can feel like trying to build a house on quicksand in the middle of a tornado. You're exhausted, but you don't have options to stop. Life keeps moving, bills keep coming, and you're expected to just figure it out. That's the reality of starting over after abuse. Starting over isn't just practical, it's emotional too. You're grieving the relationship you hoped for, grieving the future you imagined, grieving the life you thought you'd have. Even when leaving felt like the right choice, it still hurts. There are days it feels incredibly lonely. You might not have any friends left. Your routine is completely different, and your phone is quieter than it's been in years. And you're learning how to live without chaos for the first time. But here's the part people don't talk enough about. Starting over is also where you slowly find your strength, one step at a time. For me, starting over looked like creating new routines, making my own decisions, learning to manage money on my own, finding new hobbies, building my peaceful home. Tiny steps that slowly turned into a new life. You don't have to rebuild everything at once. You just have to rebuild one piece at a time. Starting over can feel scary, but it can also be freeing. And for the first time, you get to decide what your home feels like, who gets access to you, and what kind of life you want to build. It's hard, but it's also a new beginning. If you're in the middle of starting over right now, you don't have to do it alone. There are programs, shelters, and resources that exist specifically to help survivors rebuild. National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-SAFE, 1-800-799-7233, or text START to 88788, START to 88788. Rebuilding takes time, and asking for help is okay. I wanted to do this episode because starting over is one of the hardest things about leaving. But it's also where you begin to meet the version of yourself You were always meant to be. Next episode, we're going to talk about rebuilding trust in yourself. Maybe after abuse, learning to trust yourself again is a whole new journey. Thank you for being here with me today. Wherever you're listening from, take a breath. You are safe in this moment, and you are stronger than you know. From one survivor to another, I see you, I believe you, and you are not alone. Thank you for being here with me today, and I'll talk to you next episode.